Hi, I'm Little Art Demon and welcome to my channel. So this video is just going to be me drawing one of my OCs and talking about some things that have happened this year. No one cares, I know, but I just wanted to say why I haven't been uploading tutorials like I said on the last video, and also share some things that I've done. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to be showing you the new avatar of the channel. I finally redrew it. I was going to do it last year, but then I didn't have the time, and even when I tried, it was looking horribly bad, so I retried again last week, and this is the final result. I really like how it turned out. I still didn't draw my glasses because I'm not really good at it, but I think it looks great either way. And I hope I can use it in more videos in the future, because I hope I can make more videos in the future. But I think it looks super cute and very simple, and I like how it turned out. It has a lot of variety when it comes to expressions, and also like the arms and all of that. I think it looks cute. It's not super complex, but it gets the job done. Now that I've talked about that, I would like to say some other things. On the last video that I uploaded, it was a tutorial, and I said that I was going to make some more, but I ended up not making any. This is the next video that I'm uploading after that one. So as you can see, this isn't a tutorial, just me drawing, and I'll get to what I'm drawing in just a second. But I would like to say that I'll probably be making some more in the future. Maybe not in the close future because classes are starting, but I'll try to be a little bit more active because it's something that I like to do. I really had a lot of fun making that video, but this summer was a little bit hard for me when it came to drawing, for several reasons that I won't be talking about, but I'm finally back on my feet. These last couple of weeks, I would say, were better. I got my motivation back, I started drawing again. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I was way more active these last couple of weeks, and I've been having a lot of fun, and I'm trying to not put a lot of pressure into what I draw. That's why I just make this simple drawing this video, because it was something that I wanted to draw and I decided to record it and not make some big video with some complex thing that I need to explain, or some complex speed paint on my computer, something like that, just to keep it a little bit easier for myself. And I hope that I can make some more videos like this in the future, because they aren't very complex, and when it's traditional art, I think it's easier for me to edit the video then, because it's not as much time of footage to edit. When I make a digital piece, it's usually like 15 hours at least, so then there's a lot of things to edit. But when it's traditional, like this took me maybe less than half an hour, so it's not a lot that I need to go through to cut the things that I want to cut and just review everything. So maybe expect some of these more simple videos. Maybe I'll just make some simple drawing and then tell something that happened, something like that is a little bit more simple. Maybe share some experiences, maybe share some thoughts and ideas, something that is a little bit easier for me to record. And I hope you would like to see those videos, because they are super fun for me to make at least. So now that I talked about all of that, I would like to say what I'm drawing. Finally, this is a drawing of one of my OCs, it's Kyle, and if you've watched some video that I made last year, I drew some of my fairy OCs, and they are 4 in total. It's from a story that I'm working on, and I've been doing a lot of research for that story, and it's finally taking shape. But if you remember that video, you remember that I drew the other 3 of them. I'll link the video in the iCard and in the description also, but I didn't draw Kyle because I didn't have like a finished design for him, so I decided to draw him this time, because I want to make a portrait. I really like doing this, and then painting them with watercolor, because this year I had a lot of fun using them, so I decided to make this portrait with them. So as you saw, I sketched it with a mechanical pencil, and then I refined the lines. I erased it a little bit to make them a little bit lighter, and then I just made the line art, I guess, with the mechanical pencil a little bit harder, and then I added some color with the colored pencils. I added some purple for the shading and some red for blush, and now I'm mixing the skin color. And if you want a tutorial on that, I actually learned it, and I think I've got a fairly good hand on it. So I mixed them, and then I got my fancy brush that isn't fancy at all, but it's just a little bit better. And on camera it looks a little bit weird, the color looks a little bit green, but it isn't. You'll see it better on the final footage, but sorry about that. So yeah, I just started painting him, and as you'll be able to see, he has a very light skin tone. He's very pale, and his hair was supposed to be black, but it turned out in the drawing to be just a very dark brown. But you know, it's just some things that happens when the color isn't mixed just perfectly, but I think it turned out cute. I also painted his shirt blue, as you'll be able to see, to match his eyes, and that's Kyle. He's the youngest of the group, and when the story is fleshed out you'll know why, but basically he's like a couple of weeks old or something like that, because fairies, they aren't born, they kind of appear as an adult already. It's a little bit complicated and maybe a little bit weird, you know, but that's just my idea for how fairies work. And I'm just noticing that I didn't make his ears pointy. I didn't do that. Oh no. Okay, anyway, he was supposed to have pointy ears, but I guess I forget. So this is Kyle if he was a human, okay? So let's not take attention to that. Okay, now I can't unsee that. Why did I do that? Okay, it's not that important, it's not a big of a deal. It's just like a human version of Kyle, I guess. It doesn't have pointy ears because he's a human now. That's not canon, he's not a human, he's a fairy. But anyway, as you see, I'm coloring the hair, and it's a little bit on the brown side, and it will bleed a little bit on the other side of the face, but I tried to correct it, and it kind of worked. And I wasn't trying to go for a perfect drawing, I was just trying to make something simple that I would enjoy making. And it worked. I really liked drawing him. I think it turned out super cute, and it was super fun to do. While I'm painting him, I think it is a good time to talk a little bit more about his powers and about his personality. So as I said, he's the youngest of the group, and he's very shy because I'm not going to be talking a lot about the story because I don't want to spoil anything, but he kind of showed up, I guess. It wasn't born, you know, they kind of show up in a way. I'm still figuring that out, but it's getting into shape, okay? I'm figuring things out for the story. But he appeared in the middle of a revolution, or in the start of a revolution or a war. So he hasn't had a lot of opportunities to express himself and to meet new people, and that made him a little bit nervous because he didn't have a lot of opportunities to express himself in his very short past. So I hope he will be a little bit more open in the future. That's what I think will happen to him, at least with the group of the main characters, especially because there is another character that is very talkative and very expressive. If you know him, you know him. He's Chris. I love Chris. Chris is the best. He's my baby. They're all my babies. I made them all. They're all my kids. Anyway, when it comes to his powers, he has metamorphosis powers. I think I'm pronouncing that right, but I'm not sure. But basically, he can change the shape or the color or the size or the texture or anything about a lot of things. He can change things that are objects, that aren't living creatures. Like, for example, if you give him a rock, he can change that or something like that. He's still learning how to use his powers. So in the beginning of the story, he's basically powerless. But then he will learn throughout the story, so there will be that progress too. And he can also change living creatures' appearance, although it's a little bit different than with objects. While, for example, if he changes an object, it will be a change that is effective. It's a real change, but if he changes a living creature's appearance, it won't be an actual change, it will be more like a very real illusion. So it to, for example, if it turns someone into a fish, they won't be able to breathe underwater, even if they are a fish. It just looks like they are a fish. But it doesn't give them the characteristics of that certain creature or even object. That's still a very big power, but it's not as as powerful as it was the last time that I was working on this, because it would just be too overpowered, because it could turn everyone into anything and there was no limit for it basically. So I made these limits to make it a little bit more interesting. I think he's still very powerful, but he's supposed to be one of the most powerfuls of the group. That's why in the beginning of the story he doesn't know anything, so that he will learn with the others and become stronger together with them. But I think that's all I'll be saying about Kyle for this video, at least. I don't want to say a lot more. As you can see, I'm already adding some shading with the watercolor. I like to shade on the nose, the ears, the eyes, and under the neck. So I just add another layer to make the colors a little bit darker. And if you'd like a watercolor tutorial, I may make another one of these videos, but explaining that process in more detail in the future. As I said, probably not in the near future, but who knows, someday I'll make it, I'm sure of it. But now the video is almost over, there's just a couple more minutes left. So if you like this video and you want to see more of my drawings, you can follow me. You can subscribe to the channel or follow me on Instagram. I'll always be announcing there when I upload new videos. So if you want to check that out, you can. The link will be in the description. And if you like this, you can leave a like. You can also comment what do you like the most about this drawing, and if you'd like to see more about these characters and this story. And I guess I'll just see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye!